Hello, everybody, and happy Rusev Day. Every day's Rusev Day, so they say. But I'm your host, Jimmy Work. This is Do the Work Sports. How's everybody doing? Let's get right into it. This is the Smackdown review, in case you guys missed it last night. And here's what happened. Right out the gate, SmackDown starts off with Roman Reigns. He comes out and does his promo, talks about his victory at Survivor Series, his team. As you guys know, it came down to him and Keith Lee. And Roman Reigns was able to overcome the glory of the basking and Keith Lee's glory. Roman Reigns goes on to say that he had one weak link on his team, which was King Corbin. King Corbin was trying to sabotage Team SmackDown for his own glory, which then Corbin comes out. Once Roman Reigns calls him out, Corbin says that he could have handled business without Roman Reigns. He would have won for SmackDown instead of Reigns if Reigns had not betrayed him. So Roman goes on and says, okay, you didn't handle business Survivor Series, but why don't you handle business tonight? Of course, King Corbin, being the classic heel that he is, comes out and goes ahead and says no. But why about instead you face Robert Roode, which you know Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler has been working alongside King Corbin here of late. So Roman accepts that challenge and on to the match. And I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of things happen in this match. Roman starts getting the upper hand. They spill out to the outside, and Roman would get distracted by both King Corbin and both Ziggler when it was on the outside, which would give Robert Roode the advantage as the match goes on. Roman gets distracted again by Ziggler when he's getting ready to go for the Superman punch. And then Roman sets up for the Superman punch again, and Ziggler saves Robert Roode by pulling him out of the ring. And for his effort, Roman jumps outside the ring and decides to deliver a Superman punch at that point in time. Roode takes advantage, sets himself up to jump off the top rope. And I don't know how many of you guys follow Robert Roode, but it seems like anytime he goes for them top rope moves, and he ends up getting demolished. And that's exactly what happens here. He gets hit with the Superman punch, but he does manage to kick out. Then Corbin decides to throw in his scepter to Robert Roode for Robert Roode to use it. And Corbin jumps in the ring and distracts the referee. But when Roode goes to hit him with the scepter, he then gets hit with a spear. And that is what wins the match for Roman Reigns. After Roman wins, Ziggler jumps in, Corbin jumps in, and Roman Reigns is able to fight them off. You know, the big dog, he does not give up his yard very often. Sometimes it's a blessing, sometimes it's a curse. And then he holds him off until Robert Roode smacks him in the back of the head with the scepter. Robert Roode then goes and grabs a chair outside the ring, brings it in, sets it up like you would sit down on the chair. So he sets it up. He posts Roman's head on it, takes that scepter, insults Roman's family, goes to smack him with the scepter, misses, gets a Superman punch for his efforts, and then Roman would begin to snap and break down. I'm guessing that you just do not mention the big dog's family. It looks like that's a weakness, and it sets him over the edge. He spears Robert Roode as Corbin looks with fear and disbelief. He spears Robert Roode through the barrier, and then goes over to the announcer's table where Michael Cole and Corey Graves are sitting, and starts tossing the chairs on him. He then grabs the steel steps, smacks Dolph Ziggler into the crowd, and then goes all Braun Strowman on the announce table and flips it on top of Robert Roode's lifeless body. And that handles the first half of SmackDown. SmackDown started with a shebang. And I just want to say right now, I know that a lot of people don't like Roman Reigns, but Roman Reigns got a heck of a pop last night. It's probably the most I've ever heard anyone cheer for him. They've been handling Roman Reigns right here of late. They haven't made him look like Superman. They've been letting him lose some matches cleanly here and there, or even if not cleanly. They made him look human. One of my biggest issues when they was pushing him so hard down our throats back in the day was that they just made him look like he could not be defeated. Nothing you could do would hurt this man. And he was kicking out everyone's finishers. You can't do that in the WWE. It's called a finisher for a reason. It's okay to kick out of it if it's early in the match or the build suspension or it's a big match. But you can't kick at him all the time. Otherwise, the finisher loses its effect, and it's almost like they got to find a new finisher. Now, on to the Firefly Funhouse promo, and yowie, wowie, Bray Wyatt comes onto the stream. He introduces a new belt for the Fiend. It's what it looked like was it had Phil on the sides. It's all beaten up. It looks just like a bloody type of mess. It has the Fiend's face as the title holder, where the WWE symbol is. So now there's 2 title belts into the picture. There's the regular blue Universal title belt, and now there's the Universal Fiend belt. Well, I don't know how I really feel about it. It looks leathery, it looks like kind of like skin, in a way. I don't know how I feel about it, if this is an actual belt that you're going to get to see the Fiend carry out to the ring in his next championship match. I don't know. He did say that he wants to face Daniel Bryan again. He wants to see if Daniel Bryan wants to play with him again. We go from that to commercial break. And when we come back from commercial break, we have a promo. And instantly right away, you can tell who this shadowy figure is. Sheamus returns through a video. And he's rocking his old look, the spiky hair. Trying not to mess up my hair too much. He has a spiky hair. He has that mustache thing that he had with the handlebars, but it's a lot longer. It's not as close to his face. You guys remember back when Sheamus debuted, that look he had? He kind of went back to this classic Celtic Warrior look. I love it. It's vintage Sheamus look. It's much better than the mohawk he had. I know some people might like the mohawk, but I really appreciate this Sheamus look better. It looks like he's coming back to be a heel. It doesn't look like he's going to be a face at all. So time will tell. We go on to a match between Mustafa Ali and Gulak. And this was just a match. Gulak hasn't been winning any matches since he's came over to SmackDown. So it's kind of, Gulak is the jobber. Mustafa Ali would go on to win this match. Nothing too spectacular happens in this match. Heavy Machinery would go on in the next commercial to promote WWE Shop.com. Nothing spectacular there. By the way, I love Heavy Machinery. I hope that one day they do get the championship belt. Now, it shows Daniel Bryan. He's pacing back and forth. He's not giving an answer. He's definitely letting you know that he heard Bray Wyatt's challenge, and he's thinking about whether or not he wants to do it. And we then go to commercial break. We come back. Bayley and Sasha Banks come out, and it's promo time for the both of them. They're best friends. They're working together. I don't know how long this contingent is going to work. Sooner or later, I see Sasha turning on Bayley to go after the SmackDown title. I don't look for Bayley to drop the SmackDown title until Sasha decides to turn on her. In which case, we'll make Bayley turn face again. I do like this Bayley heel. She's a coward. It seems like she's more of a coward. She has excuses. Sasha Banks seems to be more of the muscle for this group, or the mouth, or the running of the mouth. That's just my takeaway from it. Anyway, Sasha says that she lost at Survivor Series because her team was weak. She then begins to call everybody out. And then when Bayley gets ready to speak, "You tapped out" chants went through the whole arena. This arena, I don't remember where they're live from, but boy, this arena, let me tell you something, it was on fire. I love seeing, it makes the show better overall when the fans are into it. The storylines actually wasn't that bad tonight. As I go through this, you can make your own judgment. By all means, tune in, see what you guys think. But anyway, "You tap out" chants begin to circle. Both of them do the same thing. They're blaming the SmackDown women's locker room for being weak, for letting them down. They did not take any credibility for their losses. Bayley went on to say that Shayna Baszler was not better than her, and that she pretty much just got lucky. Bayley calls out Lacey Evans, and Evans answers the call. Evans comes walking down. As you know, Lacey Evans is a classy, the sassy belle. She plays a heel. Been a heel for a while now, even in NXT. But it looks like Lacey Evans is going to try out a face run. She does all the face stuff. She motivates the fans. And then Sasha Banks will get upset when Evans touches the title and blames Bayley. And Sasha steps in between. And then she gets a good night ladies punch from Lacey Evans. And Lacey Evans would walk away, leaving Sasha Banks looking at daisies, as you would say, looking at the stores, because she done smacked her up, done gave her the hands. Then it would go to an interview with Daniel Bryan on if he was going to accept the challenge by Bray Wyatt or not. The Playhouse would interfere with this interview. It would come on next to the screen next to Bryan, and Wyatt interrupts with Huskus. When they show it, Huskus had ate a whole Thanksgiving dinner by himself, complains about being full. And then Wyatt comes out with a hip-hop version of the Muscle Man dance. So he raps in this video, and it's something to see, I'm going to tell you. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. He's not no Eminem. He's not no 50 Cent, but I'll give credit where credit was due. Huskus even came out and had his own bars. So the piggy's got bars, you know. So it was nice to see. But Bryan ends up giving no answer, so we still don't know what's going to happen. You can kind of assume that, yes, he's going to accept this challenge. Goes commercial break, comes back from commercial break. Well, Fire and Desire, which is Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose, are standing in the ring. And Sonya Deville is going to face off against Nikki Cross. Right away, if you see my video about Starrcade, this is just a match to get Nikki Cross built up. And it introduces Alexa Bliss that you can imagine, but Nikki comes out on her own. Starrcade is going to be a four-way title match for the women's tag team titles. It's Becky and Charlotte, Nikki and Alexa, the Kabuki Warriors, and I'm drawing a blank on the last team. Forgive me for that. So if you guys want to, look up Starrcade or go find my video on my page where I talk about this match a little bit. So Mandy goes off and does a promo against Nikki, calling her a cold Thanksgiving. Looks like a cold Thanksgiving leftovers. This reminded me of the Piggy James segment that Michelle McCool and Layla did way back in the day. I hope they don't go that route with her. I hope they don't continue to do something like that with Nikki. Nikki is thick. I'm not going to lie about that. So I hope they really don't go that route. That would be bad. But anyway, the match continues. Nikki would end up winning this match, of course. Like I said, this was just all building up to give them some momentum going into Starrcade this Sunday. And Nikki would then get jumped by Mandy and Sonya. And then Alexa Bliss would come out and make her return and make her debut on SmackDown. She's not been on SmackDown since the draft. And so therefore, it was just getting this build up to build this relationship back up to give this team a momentum boost going into Starrcade. I don't look for the titles to change hands at all in this match. Now, Bryan, it goes back to Daniel Bryan. He's back in the locker room. The Miz comes in. The Miz, brags up the Fiend. Says, this is what he's done. He's changed Seth Rollins. He's changed everyone he's faced. Anyone he's faced has changed. Not for the better either. Says that the locker room needs Daniel Bryan and that Daniel Bryan needs to think of his family because the family needs him. Bryan then gets upset, stares down the Miz. The Miz goes, okay, buddy, I'm just going to walk out. I don't want no trouble, even though we don't like each other. And then it would switch over to Dana Brooke and Maverick, which is the 205 general manager. Big thing with the 24/7 title there for the longest time before the draft with R-Truth. And he would bring out the mistletoe. Daniel Brooke would be like, well, I thought you was married. Maverick would go, well, it's complicated. That old thing. And then you hear some music playing in the background on a guitar. Elias comes out from the back of the corner, and he makes his WWE return. As you know, Elias has been fighting with an injury, so he's back now. Don't know if he's going to be, when his match will be. Don't know who his opponent's going to be. It looks like he's turning face again, so time will tell how long that will last. I kind of want to see him do a face run. He did a face run, but it didn't last very long before he turned back the heel. And we all want to walk with Elias. I find myself, even when he's a heel, I want to walk with Elias. He is entertaining. He does have some stale moments. I don't think he's that great on the microphone at times, but he is entertaining nonetheless. Now, it comes to a commercial break, comes back. The New Day is putting a title on the line to an open challenge where anybody can challenge for this WWE Tag Team titles, and that lights a spark. Well, no other than Shinsuke Nakamura, Cesaro, and Sami Zayn come out. Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura is entering their names into the challenge. They answer the call, and this guy goes up in the air. You kind of know at that point in time that they're not going to win, and it's a shame that Cesaro can't get a singles push. It seems like his biggest success always comes in a tag team. or when he's in a group. Vince McMahon, as you guys know, he doesn't really like Cesaro. He doesn't want to push Cesaro. So Cesaro is kind of like that glorified jobber. Whenever they need to get somebody over, they put Cesaro in there because Cesaro can make them look like a star. Cesaro is one heck of an athlete. So the match goes on, and the New Day would end up winning this match. Sami Zayn, because of Sami Zayn, nonetheless, Sami Zayn takes it upon himself to get involved in this match, grabs the pancake platter, gets in the ring, the referee turns around, sees him getting ready to smack Kofi Kingston, and he would get himself thrown out. In the middle of all that, it distracts Cesaro. Cesaro gets sent to Paradise, but he finds a little bit of trouble in the Paradise, you know what I mean? Gets pinned 1, 2, 3, so New Day retains their titles. Now, Daniel Bryan comes out, and he, more or less, he accepts the challenge. He turns full face. You know, he's been kind of going back and forth, trying to deny going face. Supports the fans, says the Yes Movement is back. Wyatt would come back on the big screen and in the Playhouse, and then it would go off after his promo, and then the whole arena would turn red because that is the Fiend's thing now. I don't know how I really feel about this red lighting. You know, I get it. It kind of makes the Fiend look a little bit more creepy. It kind of gives you that eerie feeling. I want to see what this red lighting looks like in person myself, but until that happens, you know, I don't know how I really feel about watching this red lighting on TV. But Wyatt pops out from the corner of the ring like he did with Seth Rollins. Daniel Bryan fights back, but gets hit with a mandible claw and eventually gets pulled down into the ring. And then the Fiend would, at that point in time, look like he's pulling hair. You'd see him struggle, and he'd pull hair out and leave it on the arena. And I have to laugh. There was a guy back there just sitting there like this. He was not at all entertained by this segment. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I wasn't that entertained either. The Fiend's not losing his effect on me, but I do want to see them do some more things with him, other than the Firefly Playhouse and having pop out of the ring every now and again or attack random people the way he does. I want to see some different creativeness start to happen with him a little bit. But until that happens, he pulls the hair. So look for Daniel Bryan next Friday to be rocking a new look. I don't know if he'll have his beard. It's obvious that his hair is going to be cut. So I look for him to look a lot different. He may look banged up, etc., etc. But overall, I give this like a 4-star rating as a show. This by far was the best show all week long, including AEW. I'm putting all these shows out there. I know I didn't do an AEW review because by the time I watched it was Thanksgiving, and I let everybody have the Thanksgiving. You know, I took Thanksgiving off. But all week long, SmackDown by far was the best show this week, and that was surprising. SmackDown really seemed to step up this week, and I hope they continue to do that, being on Fox now. So that's my review. That's what I think. Put your comments below. What do you guys think is going to happen? Let me see what your guys' prediction are. How do you feel about Roman Reigns? How do you feel about Daniel Bryan versus The Fiend again? If you like this content, if you have any comments how I can improve this content, by all means, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, put some comments down below. I promise you I'll read them. If you want something to be covered, I will cover it. And you guys have a good day. God bless. Hallelujah.